In comparison to our thriller opening, our preliminary task wasn't as successful. In our preliminary, we weren't given any time to plan what was going to happen. So we were in school, we were wearing school uniform, so there was no aspects of mise-en-scène, whereas in our thriller we were able to choose our location, so the shower and the mise-en-scène, so I was wearing a towel, and then the shrine with the newspapers and stuff, that's all mise-en-scène, compared to our preliminary where we were just in school with school uniform, didn't match what we were, the story. The lighting was quite bad, when I was talking to Tasha on the bench, you can see the sun reflecting on my face and didn't look too good. And then there's the sound of the aeroplanes going over the top, the ambient sounds all around, and you couldn't really hear what they were saying as well. The angle shots and all the camera stuff wasn't too good, we're just the same place, just repeated, so it didn't really run very smoothly, and the editing wasn't very professional, it just kind of jumped and you could tell the problem. Compared to the final video, we had loads of time to plan everything, location, mise-en-scène, everything. We were able to choose our costumes to suit the genre of the film, because it was a thriller. We didn't want to be wearing our school uniform like a preliminary, so we had the costumes specially. Preliminary, we learnt a lot of things, so where our weaknesses were, and we were able to use the skills that we learnt there in our extract, so we didn't make as many mistakes. So they kind of helped us spot our weaknesses and prevent them from happening again in our actual piece. When we started our preliminary task, we were given one lesson to go and do it, and we did some acting, and then as we put it together, we realised that the continuity was wrong, because we were in two separate locations and we weren't using all the rules properly. The 180-degree rule, match action, and the final rule, which was shot reverse shot. And then, so we had to redo it again. So from that helped us spot the areas that we weren't good at. So we had to redo the whole thing, and that helped us learn. So in our actual thriller, we didn't make the mistakes again. The shrine includes an array of techniques that we practiced and were able to grasp. We learned how to use editing software and improved techniques that were unsuccessful in our preliminary task, such as the 180-degree rule and all of the camera problems. The use of the 180-degree rule was an aspect of our preliminary that we all felt could be improved. And in our final thriller, the shrine scene, we used the 180-degree rule, and also throughout more scenes of our extract. That's just an example, but we were able to use it effectively and well, showing how we improved from our final preliminary to our first preliminary to our final piece. During our preliminary, we had sound at the end, and it just kind of started just obvious, and it wasn't very didn't suit well with what was happening, whereas in our extract we slowly brought in the sound, we were able to fade out, fade in, and the use of editing and all the different softwares helped us to make it more professional. In our preliminary, we weren't given any artificial light, it was just all sunlight, that's all we had really. We weren't given any other equipment to use, and then we learnt about all the lighting techniques, and when we were filming, we were able to use backlights, fill lights, key lights, especially the three main lighting techniques. And then there was we were given all different types of lighting to use. So for example, in our shrine scene, we have a red gel over our light to add a sort of dangerous violent feel to the thriller. And all the different camera techniques, we were able to apply more professional camera ideas to our final extract. So for example, when David's outside pretending to be the stalker, he's got a handheld camera and he's kind of moving it about, so it gives it adds verisimilitude and it makes everything seem more realistic, and the sound of him breathing really heavily, it adds to the feel, adds the suspense, which is a key aspect of thriller films. So all of like the different aspects that we learned, so camera shots and costume and everything, all helped us to add to the thriller convention.